You're about to listen to a podcast from the Firearms Radio Network. For more, visit firearmsradio.net.
Welcome to the Firearms Insider Gun and Gear Review Podcast, episode 515. And this show is brought to you by VZ Grips, Walker Defense Primary Arms, and XS Sights. In this show, I have a shoe update for you. We talk about another double stack, new tomahawks, an alpha pistol, and a fixed blade. As you may know, we showcase guns, gear, anything else you might be interested in. We do our best to evaluate products from an unbiased and honest perspective. I'm Chad Wallace. With me tonight, we have Tony and Rob. Rusty said something about being dead after going swimming in the river with a pig or something. I have no idea, but I really don't know what he said, but it was something about he was working 48 hours and tired and didn't want to deal with us or something. I have no idea what it was. But so that leads us to Primary Arms, and they seek to provide you the best shopping experience for everything firearms. They have over 13,000 products from your favorite brands, including a complete selection of rifles, handguns, firearm parts, and shooting gear. Every order comes with a commitment to superior service, fast shipping, and an expert support team. And of course, you have to go check out Primary Arms' line of optics because they're awesome too. Now, our Primary Arms product of the week this week is the Expo Arms M-Lock barrier stopping device, which is basically a little teeny hand stop that goes on your rifle. I have one here, but it's on a rifle, so I guess I can't show it to you. So, find everything you need by heading over to primaryarms.com. So now we're into what we did in firearms. I'll start with Rob because he said it's the busy season where he works, so I'm guessing...
I've been working my keister off. I haven't done a whole lot of jacking firearms for last week. It's going to be like that for the next 2 weeks.
Gotcha. Well, that answers that. If you follow Instagram, and I think I posted some of it on X, I actually went to a steel challenge. They call it speed steel here at the local match. I had to, I always try to shoot a match with some gun I'm reviewing because, it puts stress on it that normal everyday use doesn't. So I took the Ross Martin. It performed flawlessly. I mean, I guess I did okay. I mean, the gun, I had a couple second place stages out of 13 people shooting centerfire pistol. And, that's, I could say that's okay because, some people were shooting optics. It was just centerfire pistol. There were like 6 stages. Now, of course, while I was there, like I said, the Ross Martin did flawlessly. I was super happy with it. So there's that. But if you remember, we talked about CP Firearms a while back, 20 episodes or something, because they had that super lightweight one that went on your Ruger 2245. Well, they're making an similar to the Tandem Cross one, but they're making one for a 1022. So they're doing that. They loaned me the one to shoot the match also. So of course it's a carbon fiber buttstock, carbon fiber forend. You put your receiver parts in it, your lightweight barrel. The one that I shot was like 3 pounds. Basically, it's no chassis. It just, those things bolt to your receiver. I actually pulled off a overall stage win out of the 40 people that were there with that. It was a 5-shot steel stage. One of them, the quickest one was with that rifle at 1.96 seconds. But I won that whole stage with a total of like 8.5 seconds or something. Now, granted, the guy who owns the CP Firearms had loaned me the gun with his was like, I don't know, 0.2 seconds or something behind me. I mean, I just barely skimmed it by, but it's always nice when you have something like that. But here in the future,
work of art, it was a work of art. You nailed it.
I know. But here in the future, we'll put it in the show notes and talk about it a little bit. It's pretty nice. So that is what I did. I also got in a trigger from Black Talon Tactical. This thing, I was showing the guys before, has like no take up, super short break, super short reset. It's adjustable from like 2 to 5 pounds. Granted, if you have the reset's good. I have it set at 2.5 pounds. Tony saw it. Rob saw it. It's a good reset, even though it's super short. So I'm excited to try that out. Tony's like, "You're going to be double tapping like crazy." I'm like, well, maybe, maybe not. You never know. So I got a bunch of stuff in the works, and our friends over at Target Barn again are supplying ammo for the Ross Martin review. So we have that. We also have, they're sending some 223 for the Foxtrot Mike products review. So we want to give them a big thanks. So check out targetbarn.com. They're not an advertiser, but they get this advertising for sending us ammo for reviews. They have good prices over there. They also sell targets, of course. Imagine that with the name. But they have good prices over there, so go check them out. And, I was going to say one other thing. Some guy in our squad was also shooting one of the Foxtrot Mike FM9s that he'd had for a couple years. Nice. He said he liked it. I asked him about it. He's like, yeah, this thing runs great. So, he did pretty good too. So, Tony, the floor is yours, and I know you've been a busy person.
Yeah, been busy. I have no idea. I never watched last week's show, so I have no idea how tired I looked on the show. But let me tell you how tired I felt on the show. I got a problem with my knee right now, working our way through it. But I was in a lot of pain, and I was down in Orlando at the Ambassador Academy. Ambassador Academy is like a skill building professional workshop put on by Diana Mueller at WOFT, which is where our families train, which is an awesome training facility outside of Orlando, Florida. And I got to go down there, and we did some CQB. We did low level, light. We did hand-to-hand combat. We also did some low level. Let me see. Low level light, hand-to-hand. And then we got UTM. We did some UTM scenario training. And I also got to spend some time at the range. I got to run my Triclops sight, my Glock with the Triclops sights. That's the name of them, right? Yeah, Triclops optics. Triclops sights, excuse me. So I only ran them once in December, and I was a little off to the left. So we got to run them. We did some really close drills, and pretty much very first drill, we have very small groups. We're at the pistol range. We're doing 3 yards. We're just doing up drills with malfunction clearance. So they combined it all. Boom, up, boom, jam, clear it, rack it, put 2 rounds on target as quickly as possible. Dude, these things are high vis. We're in the Florida sun. And Sean, the engineer, told me, with the Triclops sights, all you do is concentrate on the front sight. The human eye will line everything up in the center of the rear aperture sights. So I took him 100% of his word. My first drill, I sent 2 rounds through the same hole.
Nice.
The first drill was 2 rounds, same hole. Every other drill, we did some moving to the left, moving to the right while firing. We did, 5 rounds straight up, 5 rounds moving, 5 rounds, the whole thing. I never missed a target once, no matter how quickly I fired, no matter what I did, because I just put the green dot on that front sight post from those Triclops sights. Boom, 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 boom. As soon as I raised the trigger. Some weirdness, though, I didn't notice. I was concentrating on it so much that I was canting my hand almost gangster style. I have a picture somebody sent me, and I'm like, why the F am I totally canted? And it was because I was moving from right to left. And I'd already fired a string like this and pulled the hand back, and we're supposed to do one-handed. And I guess when I turned my shoulders, I just turned my wrist instead of keeping it upright. But again, with these sights, I'm telling you guys, I just put it on and just hit the trigger, and I did not miss. I did not come off the paper at all. So I was really impressed by that. I also got to tactically fondle the Spear LT, the SIG Spear LT, the 5.56 one, full of stock suppressor, uh, and rocked with the P320. Which one was it? I don't know which one it was. It was Flat Dark Earth P320, totally hooked up. They have trigger work done on all their SIGs, so I got to run that, and I got to use a UTM. I think it was a Glock 19. Inside the pants holster. I posted it on IG. If you want to see some of what I'm doing, check out IG. And then that was from freaking Friday morning until Wednesday at midnight when I flew out. So pretty much I landed in Jersey Thursday morning. Thursday at 6 o'clock, I had a diversity shoot at Gunfire Range. Totally exhausted. Pretty much fueled up on coffee. Had John Petrolino and Charlie Cook. John Petrolino, author, reporter and also wrote the book Decoding Firearms. And Charlie Cook from Writing Shotgun with Charlie. They came and actually were assisting me in the class because we had so many people attend our ninth year of starting the diversity shoot at Gunfire Range. And we had a bunch of new people, and it was really great. My guys came through with a bunch of different firearms, and people were shooting guns for the first time, and they got to shoot some really cool guns for the first time. So that was my week in firearms. Hopefully, because of my knee, I've been taking it easy and not going to compete. Hopefully Friday, regardless of what we're hosting, I'm going to go and try to compete. Hopefully it's centerfire so I can rock with these Triclop sights again. And if it's 22 still challenge, well, I got the Manicore from
Tandem Cross.
The Manicore from Tandem Cross. I want to run that in the competition. I won't be as good as Chad because, man, you got to be fast on those things. It's like, just know you're hitting and hit the trigger. Know you're hitting it. There is no time to think. I'm amazed. So yeah, I was blown away by you and you won the stage, which is pretty cool. It is quick.
Yeah.
5 targets in less than 2 seconds is fast.
Yeah. Well, thank you. The gun's fast too. I mean, I won't take all the credit. Yeah, that's cool.
Still got to line it up. Still got to not snatch the thing off target.
That's
Still
right.
have to keep it running. And it's not like it's in a row. It wasn't like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, the center was the stop plate, and it was close.
Yep.
Yeah, because there were the 2 outside ones were close. The 2 inner ones were a little farther back. I don't know what they were. And then the stop plate was, so you had to shoot. You had to go past the stop plate and then swing back to the stop plate. So
from a close target and a distant target.
They were big. I'll give them credit. They were big targets.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll give them credit. Nice. So, Bandwidth sponsors our friends over at Patriot Patch Co. And of course, they have their Patch of the Month Club. March exclusive is, a little short leprechaun with his whatever MP5 whatevers. Who knows? Look like Navy models. I don't know. Says all luck, no skill on his skateboard. But if you join the Patch of the Month Club, of course, you get patches once a month and a sketch card and a sticker. So don't forget to check them out. They also make all kinds of other stuff. Of course, you can get Gun Gear Review t-shirts through the FRN site. There's links everywhere. Affiliates, discounts. Save yourself some money. Go to those. They're on the website also at firearmsinsider.tv and the show notes here. So, Rob, you know what time it is?
It's time for me to say the views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the individual co-hosts who do not reflect the official policy or position of the Firearms Radio Network and or their employers. This is not legal advice, nor should be considered as such. Viewer discretion is advised. This is especially true on live shows.
Woohoo.
And our main topic tonight is going to be sponsored by XS Sights. For over 25 years, XS Sights has helped you get on target faster, offering tritium sights in all different types and styles. Low light is no longer an obstacle. Most options come with a brightly colored photoluminescent ring. The colored ring makes them work great in daylight by drawing your eye to the front sight. XS Sights has styles for everyone. Big dots, ghost rings, standard notch posts, minimalist, suppressor height, all offering tritium options. Available for a plethora of firearms types. From shotguns to handguns, XS Sights has you covered for all your low light sighting needs. Our product of the week is our minimalist for the Smith & Wesson K&L frames. And remember to use the code GGR20 for 20% on most everything at XSSights.com.
Yeah.
And now for the main topic, or product review, Chad's going to talk about the 511 hiking boot.
Yeah, but I will mention also, before I get into those, that XS Sights will be on next week. So if you guys have questions or anything, watch next week or send them to me and maybe we can ask them for you guys. So, main topic, like I said, hiking boots, 511 Tactical. These are the Ranger 2.0s. So yeah, I took my shoe off and I'm not dying. Basically, so I could show you guys. Hey, I've been wearing these things basically since I got them. I wore them at SHOT Show, walked however many million miles. I didn't kill my feet. I didn't have a scooter like Tony, but that also kept me from wrecking. There's some advantages, to having stuff like that. But they are a hiking boot. They're a mid-rise hiking shoe, so they go up just past your ankle. The ones I have, of course, are the blue and the gray. They make another color, which is like brownish colored, depending on what you want. They are breathable mesh. They are not waterproof. But the cool thing about them, if you're using them as actual hiking shoes and you want a more rigid sole, they have this stability system that you can take out. It's basically goes under the insole and it's a harder, it doesn't really bend piece that goes under your insole to give you a more solid, firm, basically footprint. So if you're over rocks or something, you don't get that feel of the rock poking through your shoe. When I wore them at SHOT Show, I did have that piece in. I have taken it out because they're a little more comfortable to me when I take that piece out. Everybody has their own, type of thing. They call that the Atlas system. It's all-terrain load assistance system, if that really helps you with anything. Of course, like I said, they are a shoe. So far, I have not destroyed them. I wear them to the range. I pretty much wear them every day. The soles are, a little like triangle pattern, give you good grip. They seem to work well. I have not wore them out yet, and which is also good because I walk on a lot of concrete. I'm pretty hard on soles of shoes. It's another option out there if you like hiking boots, because they're not normal boots, but they're something in between. I like them. They did send me those for a review and also to wear at SHOT Show. When I'm like, hey, I'm going to wear these at SHOT Show. They're like, sure. Price on these, they're $130. Probably can find them on sale. They're 511, so of course they have 511 stores everywhere, so you can try them on. I wear a size 10. They're a size 10. They fit like a size 10 would. The only problem I found with them is that when you tie them, you tie this top loop. If it loosens up, sometimes your ties can go behind the little tongue of the shoe. Not a big deal. And I didn't notice it really too much. As long as you keep them tied somewhat tight, that doesn't happen. So in our normal review thing, there's no real key points or anything. I mean, I can read them off their website. You probably could too. But as far as shoes go, shoes I've wore, I would probably give them an 8 because they've survived. They were comfortable. And that's pretty much what I use them for. So, Tony, Rob, you actually have any questions on these things? Or
No, man, I saw you wearing those things at SHOT Show. I thought they were going to kill your feet by the end of the week, but
they didn't.
Like they worked out pretty good.
Yeah, my feet were a little bit sore, but not like if I had wore shoes that weren't comfortable.
Yeah, because like that's the only time in the last 2 years I think I've walked more than 15,000 steps in a day. And I did it all 4 days I was there. I was like, God.
Yeah. I averaged like 8 miles a day or something. I don't remember what it was. So these shoes got a pretty good workout at SHOT Show. Plus range day, the whole shebang. So those were the 511 Ranger 2.0s. Check them out if you're looking for a hiking shoe. Tony?
I really wish these shoe companies, because I'm looking, because I want to know whether it has steel shanking now, because something like this.
It doesn't. This is
good to go.
Yeah. And it's stiff, but it's not steel. So I think you could wear them through your work.
Yeah, because it gets annoying continuously taking your shoes off when you go to the machine.
Yes, exactly.
Most people don't get it because they, you go to the airport and you go, at the beginning of the flight, but not at the end of. No. I go through a machine 6-8 times a day.
Yeah, at work. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I do not believe they have any steel in them. Hold on. No, the eyelets are not steel either. So you're like,
yeah, they're not that sensitive. They can get through that, but anything else, baby, it's like, shoes coming off.
Yeah, I got you.
Like, most of my gun belts, I don't even bother wearing through the X-rays because they've all got that steel insert in them for stiffening, for carrying pistols and ranges and stuff. And no.
Yep, I got you. I run my Blue Alpha belt when I go through the airport, and there's no insert in it because it's webbing, and it works great. Guess now we'll get into the product spotlight and discussion. So first up is the Jacob Gray TWC9. Base price on this is $24.99.99. The one with the link is $28.99.99. It's the same gun, except instead of coming with 3 magazines, it comes with two more. So it comes with 5. And then it also comes with the Zerotech Optics Thrive HD sight on it. So big advantage there for, $400 extra. This is a double stack 9mm staccato style, STI style, high capacity 1911, 2011, whatever you want to call them nowadays. It is a metal frame, being it's 70-75 aluminum, so it's not plastic. Of course, it's got a steel slide, as you would guess. Optics ready, as you can guess. Ambi safety, does have a Beaverdale safety, and it has excess suppressor height night sights with orange tritium insert. So, it's got that going for you, so you don't have to get those. It does weigh 30 ounces unloaded. Of course, it does have a flared magazine well. This is a 4 1/4 inch model with a 416 stainless bull barrel. As you could probably guess, does come with an RMR and RMSC adapter plate, depending on if it is which version you want to run, or if you buy the version that has the optic on it. Has a pick rail on the front. Basically, that's what it has. The cocking serrations on it are kind of X's milled into the slide. It looks nice. I like what they did with the dust cover. It's a full length dust cover, but where a normal 1911 cuts up in the bottom part of the slide, they still do that, and then they do that opposite on the full dust cover, so that it looks kind of like a mouth. So like if you wanted to do like a fighter aircraft with a paint job on this, it's already got that there, which would work nicely. just thinking. The trigger guard is not rounded and it's not squared. It's kind of got some sharp angles to it, but it looks nice. It's got a flat trigger in it. They say 3.5 pound pull on it. I thought it was pretty cool. figured I'd throw it in the show notes. Looks like a really nice firearm. Price is right in there. It's actually a little cheaper than some of them. So I think you're probably getting something at a pretty decent value for what you're getting. What do you guys got on it? Tony? Rob?
I think it looks nice. I think it's a very cool looking gun. I just like to put some rounds to it because, I mean, $2,800 is a lot to spend on a 9mm pistol.
Yeah, no kidding.
My only complaint, I think this is a complaint I say every time we see a gun with an optic, is I don't like adapter plates. I wish they would just standardize one mount, and that way you can mount it directly to the slide, and you wouldn't have to dork around with the adapter plate.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, and not all guns work well that way, so I get the adapter plate. But
I mean, I know we like to complain about the manufacturers' websites, but I think they did a pretty good job on their website.
Yeah, it's not bad. The thing was the first link I had in here took it to their new page, and that's no longer there. So I had to update it to get to the handgun itself, like right before the show started. But yeah, I think they do a decent job. It gives you the information, and
right.
It's not terribly awful. Tony, yes.
So I was checking this out, right? Because I'm looking for any complaints about it. There's only a few of these out there that people have done reviews with. And then when you get around to it, some of these guys, well, they don't tell you what you need to know, or they don't really put a lot of rounds to it. So what I was trying to find out was, like, what is it like? Because the side is slick. The side of the pistol grip is kind of slick. And pretty much they address it as, because this is designed as a carry gun, not a competition gun. So the side of the pistol grip is a little slick, but the grip is in the front and the back, where most of your grip is in the front and the back. So it totally makes sense. They said the only complaint some people said was the sights are kind of high because they have optics ready sights or suppressor height sights. Said they're a little high. I look at it this way. This is right in the sweet spot of what 2011s from major manufacturers cost. This is a aircraft manufacturing business. This is an aerospace business. So their tolerances are going to be good. They also have a reputation from the other rifles they make. They make ARs and AR-9s. So it's not like they're just totally new. And kudos to them for making something that's not a Gen 3 Glock clone. So they stepped into it and made it 2021, which is also a flooded market, but that's great because what it's doing is giving people more and more options. And also kudos for using staccato mags because that's not proprietary. So great. They're out there. And if you're smart, you go ahead and buy the one with 5 magazines to start with anyway. That way you don't have to source your freaking mags. You got 5.
At least 5, yeah.
So, right. Yeah, at least 5 to start. I mean, if you have the money, man, go ahead and step it in just for the convenience of it all. And I think more manufacturers should really do that. Just give me another freaking SKU, man, but give me all the mags at once.
Yeah. And I mean, really, you're getting 2 more mags and an optic. So you're getting, for $400 more, which
optic from a company I didn't hear of until lately, and then I found out because it's a higher end optic company.
We've talked about some of their optics before, maybe not this particular one, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, hey, man, kudos to them. You should send one to the diversity shoot.
Yeah. It's a great place for one.
Well, my whole thing is to introduce people to these guns anyway. Oh, okay. I want to say this because we say it. Remember a few years ago when all the tactical Timmies were saying that the 1911 was obsolete? Remember every one of them? No one uses it anymore. It's obsolete. It has a grip safety. It has a thumb safety. Oh, this is antiquated. Well, it's hilarious because all you had to do was make it a double stack, which was already out there while they were saying this, by the way. STI existed. Not only did STI exist, SDI existed, and also Paraordnance existed with double stacks. But somehow, now it's all good. It's called marketing. and giving guns to influencers. People fall for anything. Not saying I won't, but let's go out there. The newest trend at SHOT Show is 2011s and lever guns.
That's exactly what it was. Yeah.
2024, 100. And carry the 1, multiply by 2, add pi. 113 years later.
You're still rocking.
And you still need to cut Browning a check. Obsolete. Shut your mouth. Now let's start making them in other calibers than 9mm.
Okay. Now just go with me here. Not that this is supposed to be a carry gun, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Hold 17 rounds. How many rounds in 30 super carries it carry? 25? I don't know.
22.
Yeah. I mean, there's options for people to do something with these. I mean,
remember Nighthawk and Smith & Wesson both had 30 super carry guns.
Nighthawk
shot 2022? 2023?
23, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, 23.
And Smith & Wesson still make theirs. I don't know about Nighthawk. They probably still do. I mean, be my guess. So that is the Jacob Gray TWC-9. Next up, Swamp Fox. Now, Rob can mention scars, but that's a different story. They have come out with their Tomahawk 2. And you can get it in a 1-4 or a 1-6. I put the 1-6 in here with their BFO reticle. So the MSRP on this is $449. So good price. It is a second focal plane optic. It is a 1-6 by 24 or 1-4 by 24. But they now have, they updated it some, 12 illumination settings, push, pull, lock, elevation turret with the 0 reset. So they've updated a little bit for what you're getting. The illumination settings now have off between each one. So you get a little extras that the Gen 1 didn't have. Now it comes, like I said, the one I put in here is the BFO, which stands for Bright Fiber Optic. Now the Bright Fiber Optic is a reticle with hash marks, but it's got a center fiber optic dot like other companies have done. The difference is you can get this one in green, red, amber, or blue. So blue is supposed to be better for fatigue. Amber is for people that don't see colors as well. Then, of course, you have the standard red, the standard green. And then, of course, the BDC reticles are a few bucks cheaper, and you can get those in red and green. But I figured I'd put the Bright Fiber Optic reticle in here just because, it's something different for them and they didn't have it before. Let's see here if I'm missing anything. I don't know how bright the fiber optic dot is. I'm guessing it's pretty darn bright. Having seen others, I've seen the Primary Arms one, which is super bright. The one Tony has, which is the Hawk Optics, it's pretty bright. It's not as bright as some others I've seen, but it's still plenty bright enough for daylight bright. So you get that. Of course, precision turrets is what, with half MOA adjustments, is what they put on this one. You get a lot of stuff for what you're getting in the price range. Of course, it's a 30 millimeter tube. Eye relief, they say, is 3.39 to 3.54. Optimal for those. Field of view at 100 yards is 120 at 1x or 21 basically at 6x. See if I missed anything here. This is not an auto on off reticle. It's not shake awake or anything like that, which, hey, for a $450 scope with, yeah, I get it. I'm not dogging on it for that. So length of this thing is 9.57 inches, so it's not like it's really much longer. It does weigh 20.59 ounces. It is, of course, IP7 waterproof. They say it's 1100 G-force rated. I don't know. I'm starting to like the fiber dot reticles in all of the different brands. The Tomahawk 2 has blue. They're one of the other companies. I only know of a few companies that have been using blue. So, it's interesting. I'd like to see a blue dot like this just to see how it looks. I like this thing.
Only one company makes a blue dot that I know of.
But I've seen others out there, but not currently. Yeah, there's only one company I know that currently they use blue in all their stuff. And I do like the blue in their stuff. In fact, I have one sitting right over to my left. Just because I took it off of something to put something else on it. But it's there. What do you guys think about this thing?
I'm surprised you didn't mention that it comes with a CR2032 battery, Chad.
I didn't figure, my favorite battery needs matter.
I mean, I like it. It looks interesting. I like the little details to me are nice. The quick throw lever, that makes it very nice when you're moving or you got to change your zoom quickly. I mean,
right.
It looks nice. I mean, I'd like to, like you said, see what the reticle looks like, see how it works, especially out in daylight conditions. You said it's got an off function between each illumination setting?
Yes, it does now.
I mean, that takes the precedence for the shake awake thing, because all you got to do is just rotate it on one click and you got your light on, click it, and it's off.
Right. I hear you.
Yeah, I'm looking at this, dude. I'll say it. I'm going to say it every time. Golden age, bro. Golden freaking age from the time we started. Second focal plane, all these options, plus the throw level, all of that, and we're still talking about pretty much a $400 price point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And to me, what this does is give you a toe in the door to LPVOs without breaking the bank, with good glass, good options. And it allows you to have a good optic for darn near everything. I don't know if you guys saw the interview with Gideon Optics.
I did.
But they were talking. Okay, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
right?
I know which one you're talking about.
It's like, it's good. It's good enough for what you're going to use it for. If you planning on if you're planning on doing halo jumps in the hostile into large bodies of water, and then scuba diving into infiltrate into, this is not for you. But if you're doing like us, I mean, let's go ahead and say we take classes, we shoot competitions, and we go to the range regularly, and this stuff will hold up. So this is giving you a heck of a lot of options. And we have firearms set up for home defense or home security, or, you know what I'm saying. So I'm just going, a lot of this stuff is well within reach if you have a pretty darn good equipment at this point.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, that pretty much sums it up for the Fox Tomahawk 2 in either 1 to 6 or 1 to 4. Now, I guess since Rusty's not here, I guess I'll take this one. I was going to say. Oh, go ahead. Step up, Tony. Tell us all about it.
All right, here we go. Our next sponsor is VZ Grips. VZ Grips has been manufacturing handgun grips since 2003. With a reputation for quality, consistency, and innovation, top-tier manufacturers choose VZ Grips. They come in a variety of styles, patterns, colors, and are manufactured from proprietary G10, micarta, carbon fiber, or polymer. Available with varying degrees of texture, VZ Grips offers a wide range of grips for all different firearms types. Made in the USA, VZ Grips gives you the grip you can count on. Featured grip of the week, the VZ Operator 2 Barrel for 1911. Coupon code GGR15 gets you 15% off the handgun and rifle grips at VGGrips.com.
Yeah, and those Operator 2s in Burl even come in Dirty Olive Burl.
They come in Dirty Olive Burl. I missed that.
Yeah,
I looked at it.
Yeah,
I thought one of the cool ones was it comes in Coyote. That Coyote.
Yeah. There's
and with a flat dark earth. with a flat dog Earth 1911, like the one from T-Sauce, that Marine Raider one, or the Raider one.
Or the Hyena Brown in that. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. That would just, I mean, even though I think the T-Sauce goes with VZ grips on it anyway.
Yeah, or knockoffs. you never know sometimes with that stuff. So,
never know.
Yeah, next up, we're back to our normal stuff. We got Black Aces Tactical Alpha. MSRP on this is $439. Now, this is something that, okay, Black Ace. If you know anything about Black Aces, they're an importer. They've imported turkey shotguns for years, and I hadn't seen anything from them in a while, and then I ran across this. This is like a Glock 19 copy. I say copy because we'll get into that. It is 9mm, of course. It's 15+1, weighs 25 ounces. You know, basically, it's everything a Glock 19 is. Comes with two 15-round magazines, but it does come with two additional back straps and a few other things. Does that. But you look at this thing, it doesn't even say Black Aces Tactical on it, at least on the pictures in their stuff. I mean, I don't, what's it say? One of the pictures says Actal Arms, and it's stamped in it. The other, it looks like it uses Glock sights. The other one says Alpha 9 by Adler Arms. And of course it does say Turkey on it. So of course it's imported from Turkey. The 15-round magazines are steel. But I'm pretty sure it's Glock magazine compatible. But here's my thoughts on it. It does have a normal rail on the front, but they made this thing. I was like, okay, it's got a Glock trigger. Then they marked it somehow with my backyard laser engraver is how they marked the barrel and the slide. That's just what it looks like to me. It's kind of, it's questionable. The pictures they have on their website make this thing look terrible. Like, terrible. I don't even know what to say about it. It's like, it's not. Yeah, it's okay. It looks terrible. Tony, please save me.
Okay, this really is bad. When you complain about it, this is a Glock clone. Great. Another Glock clone, in my opinion, is good to go. You don't have it labeled. It's just, the photos look bad. The Glock you use to take pictures of looked like it was a test Glock that you use. I mean, unless you're selling it with a distressed finish, because that's what it looks like. It's distressed. It looks like a used gun that you have pictures of and you took with a white box. Even the finish is coming off the controls. So I'm like, if the finish is coming off, if you look at the picture, it looks as if the finish is worn.
Yeah. On the side. Like the trigger dingus looks worn. The barrels in some of the pictures, the hood's worn. The barrel itself is worn. Yeah, I get what you're saying. At this
point, if you're putting out a Glock clone for this price,
you
can get the Anderson. What is it called? Kiger,
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, the Anderson Kiger 9 for $10 less. Better looking gun. Kudos on having metal mags, but I think you guys kind of overstepped a little bit. Now, I've been following Black Aces since they were selling the kits to convert your gun over to a magazine fed shot. So that's how long I've been on that. Met him at shows and stuff. Really nice guy that I met. But you need to check your importer. You might have to do what T-Sauce and other companies do and have somebody in Turkey that's with the company that's American, that handles your quality control. You also need to do something about this website because it really does make your gun look bad. I don't understand how you put out a Glock clone and you pretty much make it a Glock. I don't see any undercuts. You know what I mean? I don't see any outside of the pick rail. Using a regular Picatinny rail, which is awesome. It's like you don't have a high undercut. You don't have any of the options that I would want on a Glock pistol that I get on even a dagger.
Yeah, and the
I get
dagger is
it on a
what,
dagger for less money.
$350?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as an intro into this market, you chose a tough one to come into, and you didn't really do it that great. So hopefully the Alpha Gen 2 will make some improvements. We'll have an optics cut. We'll have undercuts for a higher grip. We'll have better texture. And you also will change up your company, or, get somebody to make a better website for you, or take better pictures of your product for your website. Because this looks like it's from a used gun website.
Yeah. No, I get you. I mean,
my police trade-in look better. That's what I'm saying.
And the thing is I've seen police trade-ins that look better. So, I think we're
for $439, you can get police trade-ins for less money.
Yep.
Newer generation.
And you can get a bunch of different new firearms, Glock clones or other styles for in that price range also that we know are better quality, or at least, appear so from the pictures. So that is the Black Aces Tactical Alpha 9mm pistol. Next up, hadn't had a knife in here for a while, so I decided to put the Civivi Various. And as Tony says, we're not talking about various things. We're talking about the Various knife. MSRP on this is $76. But I put it in here not just because it's a little different. It is a fixed blade, so we'll start with that. But it comes with two different handles that you can screw on. They're end handles. One is a regular handle, like you would guess. The second one is a finger hole handle. So depending on what you want to call it, finger ring handle is what they call it, conventional handle. You can get it in a few different colors. One in the show notes is tan or FDE, whatever you want to call it. Overall length of this thing, 7.87 inches. It is 1.22 inches wide. The blade length is 3.75 inches. Has a cutting length of 3.18, so it is a little bit shorter than the actual blade length. Not a big deal. Handle length is just over 4 inches. Blade thickness is 0.12 inches. You get it. The handle is 0.26 inches. Blade material, it is D2. It is flat ground, satin finish, drop point style blade. Those handles are G10. Does come with a black Kydex sheath, which, $76. And by the looks of it, from what I was seeing, it has a ton of jimping on the top. Typically they just have it where the blade is, the back rear of the blade. This goes back quite a bit ways farther. I don't know if that's useful or not, but it's there. I couldn't really tell. Their sheath just has a little metal clip on it, similar to a pocket clip on a folding knife. So you could run it inside the waistbands or outside the waistband, either way, depending on how you want it. You cannot run it horizontal, because at least not with the clip that it has. So there is that. I thought it was kind of cool. Just being a useful length fixed blade knife for various things, at a decent price. What do you guys got on it?
So I was checking it out because they also have a training knife for this thing.
Mm-hmm.
They have a training knife variant. I apologize because I didn't check out their Instagram page. I would have pulled even more pictures of it so you could see it. But I'm looking at it going, it's kind of gimmicky with this ring handle, really.
Yeah, that's I get that.
And then I'm looking at their website because this is their introduction to it. And I'm like, why does this guy have it clipped to the outside of his pocket? It's just a weird location to clip it and then have the audacity to call it. I'm like, oh, why is it on the outside of your pants, bro? Like in a coin pocket. I'm looking at like how you grip it because I was over at the Great American Outdoor Show, 2 weeks ago? I don't know. Time flew. And they had a Civivi. All the companies they had all together. And I don't remember seeing this. And I really wish I would have taken more time. But they had pretty much, it had to be 50, 60 of their knives laid out. So it's a colorful plethora of knives. So this wouldn't stand out. It's got long handle compared to the length of the blade. And I understand that it gives you a bunch to hold on to, but I don't know where this falls in. Is it a fighting knife because they have a training variant? Or is it because it's a really thin blade?
Yeah.
It's a thin blade. And what's the weight on this puppy?
It doesn't weigh much. It weighs 2.5 ounces.
2.5 ounces.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking neck knife weight. So this is not a survival knife. This is not a woodsman knife. Good steel, but I'm feeling it's kind of long. I mean, a good folding knife, right?
Mm-hmm.
A good all-purpose folding knife should be what? About 5 inches, 6 inches?
Yeah, something like that.
So it's kind of long. It's kind of long. It's lightweight. I don't know. I mean, hey, it's Civivi. Maybe everything ain't going to be a hit. At least not in my opinion.
And that's true. And, some people might like it. So I personally am like, nah, I don't care for it. But, which is part of the reason I put it in the show, is I was like, it's interesting, because it's not just a standard knife. It's something different. It's like, oh, look, it's a Civivi pocket knife. It's like their fixed blade, whatever that they make the folders of, their flagship knife. It's like, okay. But this is different. That's why I put it in there.
Yeah, no problem. But I know if you've never listened to this show and this is the first show, you're like, man, these guys are negative about everything. No, we don't even want to be. We want to be positive about the things we look at. But I'm looking at this.
It's okay.
The sheath, it goes too far in the sheath. It goes too deeply in the sheath, I think, to have a good grip for having a handle is this long.
Right.
If you look at it, you only have
a couple inches, probably. Not even.
You can't get a full grip on the blade. The blade's not. And by the way, the clip's not reversible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, on the sheath.
So, on the sheath, it's not reversible. I don't understand the purpose of the ring, because you can swap out from a regular handle to one with a ring loop in it. But why?
Well, see, I think, as you said, if you want it's so light, a ring knife, the ring handle on it, if you used it as a neck knife, might make sense.
Easier to deploy.
Easier to grab.
But they don't give you anything to be a neck knife.
Well, okay, so you got to get your own thing. But it's got the holes in the sheath, but yeah, I get you.
Yeah, so anyway, hey, man. Great if you want it, if you're collecting Civivi. And that's another thing Civivi can be at this price range. You can collect Civivi knives at 70-something bucks. And if that's what you want.
And the thing, like you were saying, is it's not that we're just saying we don't like this knife, but we know it's a Civivi, so we know it's made decent. So it's like, hey, just because we don't like it doesn't mean it's not a good knife for somebody. It's got decent D2 steel. It's made decent. It's just not our cup of tea, is pretty much what it amounts to.
I'd like to know what martial art or which way, because again, they have this in a training knife format for $74 also.
Yeah.
How do you use this thing with this?
Yeah, anyway, I should ask my friend about it. See what he would think. He's big into martial arts, so he might be able to answer my question. But either way, that is the Civivi Varius. And now, something completely different than knives is Walker Defense Research. And Walker Defense provides shooters with the finest, most innovative, quality tactical accessories and firearm components around. From their Nile grip panels to Nero muzzle brakes, no details are ever left behind. Only top quality materials are used in the manufacturing process. Together, all of this gives you some of the best firearms performance around. Everything they have to offer is proudly made in the USA. Walker Defense, where American ingenuity meets bleeding-edge technology. And our Walker Defense product of the week this week is the Nickel Boron Bolt Carrier Group. Rusty's not here to tell us all about it because he bought one. But if you're interested and in any of their other stuff, use code INSIDER15 and you will get 15% off everything they have over there. And we do not have any listener feedback, so that leads us to Tony and his diversity shoots.
So we're setting up the schedule for diversity shoots. So I'm gonna have to actually get my website redone because it's a new year, but we need the new dates. So the next diversity shoot at Gunfire Range is going to be April 11th. We're going to have probably a couple of more diversity shoots before then, and hopefully at new locations, which we're working on. I've been very busy. Again, got back Thursday, hosted the event Thursday, pretty much passed out over the weekend and didn't get much done. And then jump right back into some 2A stuff Monday after work. And now it's Tuesday. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm going to be busy trying to set up new dates, new ranges throughout the state of New Jersey, and I can't wait. So that's what we're doing. Stay on following me on diversityshoot.com. Also, my Patreon is back up. So the Second is for Everyone Patreon is back up, or 2A4E podcast. You can donate there. I'm going to be working on that, coming up with tiers, coming up with gifts. I'm going to be a very busy human being, and you can follow me on Facebook at Simon Says Train, also at the Second is for Everyone on Facebook, on X at Second for Everyone, and on Instagram as Simon Says Train. So thank you as always. We're starting out year number 9 of awesomeness, and you've watched us grow, and we're going to keep growing.
Gotcha. Now, our friends over at Gun Websites says their opinions, Civivi is designed to be used like a get-off-me knife to defend your gun from being stolen, kind of like the K-Bar TD. I can kind of see that.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense to me too. So I figured I'd mention it just because. Now, I guess that's it. So send us questions, comments, or feedback to gungearreview@gmail.com. Don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review somewhere. Be sure to visit the Firearms Insider at firearmsinsider.tv. Of course, as you probably know, there's links to everything and reviews over there, which, of course, hey, we got to have them. You can check us out on Facebook, X, and Instagram at Firearms Insider. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can get notifications when the live shows are on. Please check out all our great sponsors. And as always, thank you for listening to the largest pound-for-pound podcast on the network. And we are out.
Epstein didn't kill himself.
This podcast has been a production of the Firearms Radio Network. For more, visit firearmsradio.net.